Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram, Hare
Hare Ram Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram,
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Ram,
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya
Hare
Prabhu
Ram,
Nityananda,
Ram,
Advaita
Hare
Gadadhara
Krishna,
Sivasadi Gaura
Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram. Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
putting our hands together and chanting. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya
Vasudevaya.
Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya
येन तस्मै नमः
Sri Chaitanya
भगवस्तं स्थापने
Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vachakalpatrubhyascha Dubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhya Vaishnavebhya Namo Namah Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Pasyata Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Purana ki jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita Yatharupa ki jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
So Hare Krishna, thank you very much everybody for attending today's program. And so we will continue from yesterday, reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 12, entitled Devotional Service. And we were speaking from verse number 16 yesterday, and I'll continue speaking from verse number 16. Verse number 16, as you might remember, said, Anapeksha Shachir Daksha Udasino Gata Vyataha Sarvarambha Parityagi Yo Me Bhakta Same Priyaha. Translation is, my devotee who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, and not striving for some result, is very dear to me. So yesterday we were talking a little about what it means not to be dependent on the ordinary course of activities. The ordinary course of activities are the course of activities of the material world that happen again and again, just cycles. There are good times, bad times, middle times. Sometimes society becomes very advanced in knowledge. They're able to do amazing things. And other times they become very weak. They're not able to do much. Things look very, very bleak and poor. And some other times is somewhere in the middle. So these come in cycles. It is said that material things, because they cycle, we also cycle like that. So it's not like this is the first time we have met online on a computer like that. Many, many, many lives ago, we did the same thing. The same thing happened. It's amazing. It just repeats. It's like a movie. The things repeat in the movie. And at certain times, there's some little changes in the movie. It's not exactly the same. Some slight changes here and there, but it's essentially the very same thing happening again. Why? Because we have not gotten out of the material creation. And so this is what this whole Bhagavad Gita is about. How do you get out of this cycle called Samsara Chakra? It's like if you go to the park, say, for example, our own park here, and I'm talking about the where the Texas Fair is held, like that, and then they have this big Ferris wheel that goes up and down, up and down, up and down. It just, it's the same cycle, up and down like that. So heavenly planets, middle planetary systems, lower planetary systems, middle planetary systems, heavenly planets, like that. We just do this type of cycle. This is happening at Fair Park, around September every year. So we are not dependent on that. We don't want to be dependent. If we depend on that, then that's what will happen. Who is pure? Pure means simply that we've given up all our impurities, which are our past conditioning, our sinfulness, our ability, our desire to gratify our senses. The chief of the senses is the mind, like that. We become expert. Expert means that now we know how to show some love to Krishna. And we do it in a very nice way. So some other people, when they see it, they realize this is actually very good. This is how we like things to be. without cares. Why without cares? Meaning they don't care for themselves so much. They care about others, but not for themselves very much, because they realize Krishna is taking care of me. I don't have to actually worry about that part. I have to worry about how others can be taken care of. Krishna is taking care of them too, but he wants me to also take care on his behalf, so that he feels that I really care about him by showing that I care about his children, like that. Just like if you ever meet any family, if you care about the parents and you also care about the children, the parents become very happy. Who is free from all pain. So what is our pain? Our pain in this material world is the miseries that we accumulate because of our activities. And so we become free from that pain, because we realize that that pain is affecting my body and my mind, my intelligence and my false ego, but it's not affecting my soul. The only pain that's affecting my soul is separation from Krishna. And because I am now relating with Krishna in separation, that pain is also being taken care of, because we're now relating with Krishna, so we don't even feel that pain because of the fact that we are now in that relationship. We're in deep relationship, like Prabhupada says. Krishna consciousness means that one is always with Krishna on that spiritual planet, Golok Vrindavan, and one is simply waiting to give up this material body. So we are with Krishna on that spiritual planet. So we don't feel any pain. We feel very happy internally, like I said. Externally, we are in the material world, so we have to reflect the material world as well. And not striving for some result. Now, this is a very interesting point, because everybody is striving for some result, right? Whether it is to earn money, to gain some fame, or to get some position, or take care of the body, or so many millions of things. So we are striving for results. What Krishna is saying is that in the earlier chapters we read, Krishna is saying you do your duty and leave the result to me. Why? Because he can give bigger results. Just like a little baby, 6-month baby. If the 6-month baby tries to get some results, somehow I'll earn some money so I can get some milk and I can drink some milk. No, it doesn't have to do that. It just has to behave itself properly. The milk will automatically come. The mother will provide the milk. The father will earn the money. The mother may also earn the money, whatever it is. But the parents will take care of the results, and then the child will have far better results. If the child tries, no, I think I'll just go to work myself. I don't trust you guys. I'll just go to myself work. 6-month-old child, what they're going to work? In fact, they will be abused. And so similarly, when we try to do material things for material results, then we get abused in that process. Because at the best, what is going to happen is we're going to become very successful in terms of materially. Say, for example, like Jeff Bezos today, very successful person. Bill Gates, very successful person. But if they don't actually do it for Krishna's pleasure, if they don't use that money for Krishna's pleasure, then in future lives, they have to come back and repay all that. For thousands of lifetimes, they have to repay because they earned so much money. Very hard to repay that money to every person that they earned the money from. That's a pretty rough deal. So, that's not a good result. Whereas if they did the same thing, ran a nice big business, and did it for Krishna's pleasure, Krishna will become very happy. Oh, my children are showing so much love. Still the same things will happen. They'll also be rich. Not like they'll become less rich. In fact, they'll become more rich. The richest people, if you look in history, all of history, the richest people have always been Krishna's devotees. It's always been Krishna's devotees, the richest. Anybody, Maharaj Parikshit, Maharaj Ambarish, Maharaj Bharat. The amount of money these people have today, Bill Gates is poor boy in front of them. They're that rich, extremely rich. Only one guy made it really very, very rich one time, and that was Hiranyakashipu. But then he offended a devotee, and then he got into trouble. But he also did it according to the Vedas, by the way. It's not like he disregarded the Vedas. It's just that he didn't have love for Krishna. And so what happened? Automatically is going to offend a devotee, because when you don't have love for Krishna, you will have love for things that sometimes are not going to be conducive for Krishna. Just like offending a devotee is not conducive to Krishna. It hurts Krishna. And so when he did that, then he was in big trouble. Then he got squished like a bug between the nails of Lord Nityananda. Like that's not. Final result was not very good. So we are actually free from results. Such a person is very dear to Krishna. Then he continues in the next verse. Yona rishyati na dveshati na shochati na kamshati shubha shubha parityagi bhaktiman yaha same priyaha. Translation: one who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things. Such a devotee is very dear to me. So what does it mean that neither rejoices nor grieves? Basically what it means is that when some material gain comes to us, we should not celebrate, think, wow, I'm so lucky, won the lottery, because that means your attraction for it will increase. And if something goes away, sometimes things go away also, we lose things, don't grieve. Understand, Krishna will give you much more at some point in the right time in the future. We have all experienced this as devotees, those of us who have been devotion now 40 years like that, 50 years, we realize 30 to 40 years at least, Prabhupada says, experience. And then you can really understand this very deeply, that no matter what happens, if some material gain comes, we're happy. It's not we're not happy, we're happy. But we don't rejoice. Rejoice means to celebrate wildly, like that. And grieve means to become too much anxious, too much depressed by what is happening, too much saddened. No, when you do become sad, when you do something, you will become sad. Naturally, you will become sad, but not too much. And then it says, who neither laments nor desires. Lamentation is when you lose something, then you lament. So if something comes and then something goes, we know that's just the nature of the material world. We do try to make things happen so that it stays with us. But if it goes, don't lament it. Because actually, in the science of Krishna consciousness, it is said, if you lose something, it is only because you're going to gain something bigger. That's basically how Krishna's plan works. He takes away a small, just like sometimes, with our children, we take away the toys, but we give them, like they take away the toy car, but we give them the real car. So the child should not become, very, very unhappy you took away my toy car. He's going to get a real car now, right? Real car is better than a toy car. Like that. And nor desires. Desires means that you don't have something and you think, no, I must have it. To be happy, I must have that. Then I'll be happy. No, don't too much push like that. Yes, you may desire to achieve something material, but work according to your capacity. Don't overwork. Not ugra karma. Ugra karma means working too hard. Work reasonably. If it comes, great. If it doesn't come, just understand Krishna didn't want it because he wants something bigger and better. And who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things. Now, inauspicious things are easy to renounce. Renounce means to give up, right? But this is not the renunciation that Krishna is talking about. And so that's why people don't understand. Why give up auspicious things? Auspicious means it's good for you. What he is saying is that and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious means that one connects it to Krishna. Instead of connecting it to themselves, connect it to Krishna. You see? Just like, say, for example, a bank teller is handling a lot of cash, right? But the bank teller is renounced. Why? Because he understands or she understands that the cash belongs to the bank and to the customer, not to me. Even though I'm handling it, it's not my cash. That is a renounced state. So it's called Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya means to link everything to Krishna and understand everything belongs to Krishna. So any auspicious thing also belongs to Krishna, and any inauspicious thing also belongs to Krishna. Now you can see a little why I answered the question yesterday, that when you do inauspicious things, hand it over to Krishna. Because it belongs to Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna, auspicious and inauspicious. And he will make it come right in a way that we become very moral, we become very righteous. All these good things will automatically come in our lives like that. So we have to give up auspicious and inauspicious things. And such a devotee is very dear to me, Krishna says. Now, why is Krishna giving all these wonderful qualities? Because as spiritualists, it is our desire, it is our purpose to endeavor to deliberate on this, to actually think about these things, and to cultivate these qualities. It is our purpose to cultivate. First, think about it, deliberate on it, and then do it. Try to do it. Little bit at a time. Little will make more. Practice will make it perfect. It'll do little, then more, it'll happen. Over a period of time, it'll actually come. It'll come naturally, because it's the nature of the soul. not the nature of the body, it's not the nature of the mind, it's not the nature of the intelligence, not the nature of false ego, but it is nature of the real ego and the soul and the consciousness. It's this nature. So it'll come. And in this, we can see the devotees that are endowed with these very endearing character traits conquer the heart of Krishna. Very dear to me, Krishna says. So they were conquering his heart, and he becomes bound by the devotion of such person. Like that. So such are the dealings in the transcendental realm, right? So this is the transcendental realm. That's why Prabhupada says meaning of Krishna consciousness is that one is always with Krishna on that spiritual plane. Meaning keep our consciousness there. Leave the body here, the mind here, the intelligence here, the false ego here. Consciousness is in the spiritual world. So what happens is that truly we are in the spiritual world already, you see. And then slowly just everything goes there automatically. It means the soul automatically goes there. Maybe splits into two parts. One part where Krishna is performing his pastimes with his associates, and another place where Gauranga Mahaprabhu is performing his pastimes with his associates. Now, if we're not that interested, then we can just go to Krishna. Or if we think, no, I'd rather go to where Lord Ramachandra is. Just recently, one of our devotees passed away. And he was very attached to Lord Ram. He was very attached to Hanuman Chalisa. So, when he was passing away, they were chanting the Sundarkand for him so that he could hear, could make him happy like that. That was his desire. So obviously such a person, because of their attachment for, for Ram Leela like that, can actually enter into a place where more Ram Leela will happen, and then finally go to the place where Lord Ramachandra is, like that. So here, and then it says that when these dealings in the transcendental realm are such that where even the unconquerable supreme controller, Krishna is not conquerable, Lord Narayan is not conquerable, but Krishna, even though unconquerable, becomes captivated by the love of the devotee. Lord Narayan will not do that. He will not be captivated by love, because he's going to be captivated by awe and reverence, bowing down, offering respects all the time. Like I said, he's sitting very high on the up many steps before you can reach his asana, where he sits, the throne where he sits. And everybody's down there. They look up and they pay their business. Like, you can't walk up the steps and go around, put your hand around him, and say, how are you doing today? Everything okay. Can't do that. With Krishna, you can. With Krishna, you can. He can be captivated by our love. That is why the beauty is there in Golok Vrindavan. It's the power of Golok Vrindavan. In fact, when Lakshmi heard about this, Narayan's consort, she said, I'm also going to Golok Vrindavan. She went there. Then she heard that, wow, this Ras Leela is the best of the best. So she actually went to Krishna and said, I'd like to take part in Ras Leela. And Krishna said, sorry, you can't do that. You're the wife of Lord Narayan. I cannot dance with somebody else's wife. Lord Narayan is also a very nice person. Please go back to him. Like that. Lord Shiva also came, because he also heard about these things, and he said, I also want to go to Golok Vrindavan. Of course, he is already in Golok Vrindavan in the form of the Dikpal, but from the earth, when he was on earth, when he was in Kailash, he decided, I also want to go to Golok Vrindavan. And so he went. He could. He's got that power. He can do that. And then he went there, he heard about the Ras Leela, and he thought, I also want to part in the Ras Leela. So Krishna said, how you can take part in the Ras Leela? You're a man. These are all gopis. These are my gopis that I'm dancing with. So, but Lord Shiva said, no, I love you too. You have to make some arrangement. So Krishna does love Lord Shiva very much. So he said, okay, you go to that nice river there, take a bath in the river, take a dip in the river, and then you can come. So he did that, came back, and became a beautiful gopi, very, very beautiful girl. And he danced with Krishna, very nice, very happy. So like that, it's because Lord Shiva deals with Lord Krishna with love, not awe and reverence. He's into love. He has awe and reverence for Lord Balaram. He is very much awe and reverence for Sankarshan. That is why Lord Shiva is known as Shankara, because he is Sankarshan's very powerful devotee, most powerful devotee like that. So he loves Lord Sankarshan. Lord Sankarshan is the beautiful white and blue colored snake very beautiful white and blue-colored snake. And so this is why Lord Shiva has a snake around his neck to represent his master. He likes the snakes because the snakes represent his master, like that. And at the end of the pastimes of Krishna on this planet, you might remember that when Krishna was to leave, the hunter had actually fired the bow arrow, and the arrow had hit Lord Krishna's toe. And so people thought that because of that, he left his body. It wasn't like that. He just used that as an excuse. That was his right timing, so that those who don't believe in him can think he died by an arrow. Those who believed in him knew that he didn't die like that. Why? Because when he rose up with his whole body. Just the original Krishna rose up. And Lord Balaram knew that Krishna is coming back to Golok Vrindavan. So Lord Balaram came and he as a snake, and he did a very amazing snake dance in the sky. Very amazing. It was so beautiful. The demigods were amazed. Anybody can dance like a snake can dance like that. They didn't realize this is actually Lord Balaram dancing like that. And then Lord Krishna went and he merged into the snake. And then the snake disappeared, and then they went back to Golok. That's not a person who dies by an arrow, That person doesn't go like that. So amazing pastimes are there that we can see Krishna does. And simultaneously he shows love to his devotees and he fools the miscreants, the demons, he fools them. So they think, oh, we are right. And they continue with their foolish demon activities and cause themselves and others around them a lot of harm like that. That's why Krishna sometimes has to come back and deal with them himself like that. So then he says that in the next verse, okay, then he says the next verse. Did I finish everything on that verse? Make sure that I said everything there. Yes. Okay, so in the next verse, it's two verses together. He says, Samaha Shatro Chamitre Cha Tatha Mana Pamani Yoho Sitoshna Sukha Dukeshu Samasanga Vivarajitaha Tulya Ninda Satirmoni Santushta Yena Kena Chit Aniketa Sthira Mater Bhaktiman Me Priyo Naraha. Translation: one who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge, and who is engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me. So he actually gives a lot of nice details here. First detail, equal to friends and enemies. Why? Remember this, you might remember I said earlier that those who are your best friends in this world are actually in the spiritual world a little distant from you. But in this world, they wanted to associate more with you, and they also came to the material world to get that association. Those who are enemies are actually our best friends in the spiritual world. They came just to give us some trouble so they will come back home again, not like the material world too much. But Nityananda Saraswati also says that, says a little different way, but the same thing. Says, if someone criticizes you, you should know that is your best friend. And if somebody is, buttering you up, you should know that is your enemy. Like that. So then he said, and of course, why friends and enemies? Because these are all children of Krishna. So, we don't have any enemies, really. Our enemies are the 6 enemies that we have: Kam, Krodh, Moh, Lobha, Mada, and Matsarya. So this is our 6 enemies. We should become Vijita Sadguna, these 6 qualities, Sadguna, we should conquer them. Kam, Krodh, Moh, Lobha, Mada, and Matsarya. Kam means envy. Krodha, Kam, Krodha means anger. Moha means delusion. Kam actually means lust, sorry. Kam, Krodha, Moha. Lobha means greed. Mada means Mada means madness. And Matsarya means envy. That's envy. Matsarya is envy. Kam is actually lust. These 6 enemies. These are our real 6 enemies. We don't have any other enemies. The other enemies might be there of the mind and intelligence, false ego, like that. They have enemies a lot of other things. Soul, the only enemy of the soul is these 6 bad qualities we have to overcome. These are not the enemies that are being referred to here, by the way. And even if you're equal to them, meaning that you try to make them into good people, not from bad people to good people, like that. Who's equipoised in honor and dishonor, because this honor and dishonor is very artificial. See, when people praise you, you should know they must be happy. That's why they praise you. Unhappy people never praise anybody. If someone is criticizing you, you should know they are unhappy. So what can you do to help them become happy? And those who are happy and are praising you, you should know that the praise really belongs to Guru and Krishna. So you can just pass it on. Don't get caught yourself. Just like, the man brings millions of dollars to the bank teller. Bank teller doesn't think, wow, millions of dollars. No, he's happy. He doesn't make $50,000, million, it makes no difference. He'll count. In fact, the million might be a little more troublesome because you count more, right? You have to count more harder work. So the idea is that honor and dishonor, Prabhupada says that all honor and dishonor in this world is artificial. Why? Because it's not based on pleasing Krishna. It's based on pleasing the senses, the mind, the intelligence, false ego. So we have to become equal in those situations. If we have honor, we pass it on to Guru and Krishna. If we have dishonor, then we should know that that's very good for us. Like I said yesterday about being criticized, the 5 things. So we deal with it like that. Heat and cold. See, sometimes get very hot, sometimes get very cold. It doesn't mean, okay, it's got very hot now, so sorry, I can't do much devotional service. No, you can't. Figure it out, just stay focused. Because when you love a person, heat doesn't stop you from loving that person. When it's cold, it doesn't stop you from loving that person. In fact, there are ways to do things like when you're cold, you might hug each other better, right? When you love each other, because you're cold. So you warm each other up like that. So the point is that when you're in love, heat or cold, you can use it in Krishna's service, right? Heat, for example, you can take, when it's a little hot, you can take Tulsi outside and have her stay outside. When it's cold, bring her inside the Tulsi Mandir and look after her nicely inside. So you can see, same. Service is continuing, heat or cold, service continues. We don't get too much caught up, or the body is feeling like this, or the body is feeling like that. The body is going to feel. You can't do much about that. Do your best to take care of the body, but don't get carried away taking care of the body and losing your focus like that. Happiness and distress. See, because this happiness and distress is of the body, the mind, intelligence, false ego. The only happiness of the soul is to be with Krishna. The only distress of the soul is becoming separated from Krishna. This is the happiness and distress of the soul. Similarly, for dealing with devotees, we see devotees are happy, the soul becomes happy. If the devotee is unhappy, the soul is in distress. Doesn't like to see the children of Krishna unhappy, because the soul knows if the children become unhappy, Krishna will become unhappy. So we're not going to do things like that. It's just not going to happen like that. And then it says fame and infamy, because in this world everybody is looking for fame, right? So fame or infamy, the devotee is still going to love Krishna. Whether it's famous or it's infamous, makes no difference. In fact, if you're in infamy, nobody might want to talk to you. You will get isolated. In your isolation, just like we're being isolated now. In our isolation, we're doing more service, more programs, more fixing things, getting things organized, this, that, and the other. Actually, all of us are busier. Recently, the GVC asked us, they said, now you guys got some time on our hands, we want to do some things with you all guys. And everybody replied, no, we don't have any more time in our hands. Yeah, we're at home, but we got a lot of things to do. We're much busier now than we were when we were not isolated. Now we've got more things to do. Thank you very much. So, this happens. And then, who is always free from contaminating association. This is very important. Yes, some people are very attractive, but if that attraction causes us to become contaminated in our devotion to Krishna, then stay away from that association. It's not going to help you. Otherwise, you're going to cycle. And if you cycle, then like I said, we've done this before. Remember one thing, which is a very important point. If you meditate on this, you'll understand what I'm saying. This is in this breath of Vishnu. This is the 15,001 time, 15,001st time that Lord Gauranga has come. He's come before this time, which is 500 years ago. He came 15,000 times before that, and we were there too at that time. We did not go back to Godhead. Why did we go back to Godhead? The reason you don't go back to Godhead is because that is not your ultimate desire. The ultimate desire is something else. Even though you have a major desire to go back to Godhead, but you still have that little taste. Oh, I like this in this world. I like that. I like this position. I like this power. I like this money. And there are billions of different things that people like. Maharaj Bharat liked a deer. That's all he did. Everything else he gave up. His whole kingdom he gave up. Everything. Renounced food, sleep, everything he became fully renounced. But one little attachment for the deer, the baby deer. He had that baby deer grow up with him, so he became attached, became like his child, became attached. And what happened? Next life had to come back. Fortunately, because Krishna saw that, in little desire, he'll go away. In the next life, he gave him birth as Jadavatar. So he acted a little crazy, but he wasn't crazy. He was very smart. He even gave instructions to the king, King Rahuna, like that. Very powerful devotee, but he acted like he was mad. Nobody will come near him, no more attachment. Now, of course, we don't do things like that. That's artificial for us. We're not in that position. But the point is, try to see everybody in relation to Krishna. See your wife as Krishna's devotee. See your husband as Krishna's devotee. Your children as Krishna's devotee. Your dog, your cat, your mouse, your cockroach in the house, your whatever you might have. Your boss, your whatever. See them as devotees. See them in relationship to Krishna. Develop everything like you're in Golok Vrindavan. Imagine you're in Golok Vrindavan. That imagination is very good imagination. And then act like you're in Golok Vrindavan, except you're doing it in this world and do it according to this world and perfectly, so that your consciousness is always there. And then you're chanting very nicely. And we have some time today. I'm going to actually talk a little about this chanting, how powerful this chanting is. We may or may not make it. But anyway, I think I'll just say it anyway, because it's very important to understand why our chanting is so very important. It's what actually makes everything happen. How it makes it happen, I wanted to tell a story so that it actually we learn that very nice. All right, so always silent and satisfied with anything, not blabbering too much. We sort of tend to too much using the mouth, less the ears, more the mouth. More ears, less mouth. That's how it should be. And who is satisfied with anything. We feel self-satisfied. Why? Because we know this prison house. Material world can be described as a combination of a prison house, a madhouse, insane asylum, and hospital, intensive care unit. Put three together, the power of these three together, that's the material world. That's how difficult this place actually is compared to what's happening in the spiritual world. So we know, okay, it's difficult, all right, so we tolerate, we somehow manage, get out of it, just like you're in intensive care. You can't do much, you can't walk around, do whatever you like. You're going to be strapped to the bed and tubes in your nose and everything happening, and you're just going to do what the doctor wants so that you can get well. So also we like that, little like that. We're in a strap. So don't get too concerned, I have to become successful. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, gives some very powerful instructions when he left. And one of the topmost, the first thing he said was, don't try to be a hero. Don't try to be a hero. Understand that we are devotees, we're servants. Act like a servant, be humble, do the best you can, not become lazy and things like that. If you have capacity, use your capacity, but be happy with the capacity. Don't try to over endeavor and then spoil everything in your life. There are devotees who went back to Golok Vrindavan who are very poor. The devotees went back who are very rich. The devotees who went back who are highly successful in terms of material life. And the devotees went back who are highly unsuccessful according to material life. All these things are not the criteria. Based on whatever the situation was, they did. And they became amazing devotees. And when they went back to the spiritual world, they have amazing positions there too. In fact, the wealthy ones here and the ones who do very well are the creepers, it is described in the spiritual world. And these creepers, they wanted to experience some great fame and things like that. So they came to this world and they became very famous businessmen and philanthropists and doctors and lawyers and gurus and so many different things. They became very, very famous. But in the spiritual world, they were creepers on the vine. And the ones who hardly anybody knew, they were like amazing devotees up there. So, anything can happen. Don't get caught up in what looks from the outside. Don't get caught up with those looks. And don't envy somebody or be jealous of somebody. They got a higher position. That's okay. No problem. You don't need to have a high position to go back to spiritual love. You have to have love of Krishna. And Krishna loves us all as much as he loves anybody else. And then our Krishna, our individual Krishna, loves us the most. No question about it. And then he says, who doesn't care for any residence. See? We tend to think, I need to have certain type of residence, residence in the higher planetary systems, residence in better country, better zip code, whatever else, Location has to be nice, location like they say in the material world. It's the problem with the material world. Yes, if you can get a good location because your nature is like that and things come of their own accord, fine. But don't make extra endeavor to get there. And then he says, who is fixed in knowledge? Fixed in knowledge. What is the knowledge? I am Krishna's servant. Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the cause of all causes. And so I am his servant. I'm trying to become his devotee, trying to love him with all of my heart and soul. And that is the knowledge that is going to make everything happen. All the transcendental knowledge we read from Guru, Sadhu, and Sastra is according to that understanding. And then he says, engaged in devotional service. So everything we do, if you offer to Krishna, you engage in devotional service. Prabhupada said, even if you are eating prasadam, that is called sankirtan. How do you like that? Prabhupada's definition of sankirtan is so broad and wide because it's true. Sankirtan means kirtiyate iti kirtanam. Kirtiyate means to glorify. You see? And then sankirtan means to do it with. So when you're taking prasadam, who are you thinking of? Krishna. Right? You're thinking of the devotees. You're thinking of a spiritual master. There is a sangha going on. Mind is very powerful, the king of the senses. So sangha means with the senses you're associating with somebody. The king of the senses is the mind. So if you're thinking, and by the way, in our body there are many souls and super souls because each of the cells has its own soul and super soul. All of them together are eating, right? There's a lot of sangha going on here. And why it is kirtan? Because you are glorifying Krishna by eating the prasad. Saying, Krishna, thank you, this prasad tastes so nice. Thank you for your mercy. I used to have a friend when I was in Fiji, and I used to admire when he ate, his eyes would go up, like light up. While he's eating, his eyes would light up like that. I would think, wow, man, this guy really enjoys his food. If it was prasadam and he lit up like that, can you imagine how much pleasure he would be giving to Krishna? So this is devotional service. Devotional service can be done anytime. Even sleeping, you can do devotional service. You read nicely before you go to bed and chant nicely. Even in your dreams, Krishna consciousness will happen. Even Krishna may come. And he does. Guru will come, Krishna will come. Amazing things will happen in the dreams. That's also Krishna consciousness. But Krishna comes while you're dreaming too in the night. And sleep as much as necessary, not too much though. If you sleep too much, then that's not going to happen. Then Krishna will know that you are being lazy. But sleep reasonably amount. And everybody is different, so rest according to your situation. He says, such a person is very dear to me. And then final verse it says, Yetu dharmamritamidam yatoktam paripasate shatadhanam mat paramam bhaktaste ativa me priyaha. It says, those who follow this imperishable path. This path is imperishable, cannot perish, will always succeed. For those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, understand this is actually true. How many reasons I've given, how many reasons there are out there? The reasons I've given are just a small fraction of a small fraction of a small fraction to eternity of the ocean of reasons we should be engaging in devotional service, and particularly pure devotional service. So those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service, and who completely engage themselves with faith, making Krishna, making Gauranga Mahaprabhu, the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me. Not only other times he used to say very dear, but this time saying very, very dear. I mean, this is the essence, that we understand this is an imperishable path, And we should completely engage ourselves. Complete means with senses, body, mind, intelligence, conscious, false ego, consciousness, real ego, the soul, all of these we should engage in Krishna's service. That's complete. With faith. Faith means yearning. It's like we love something. Tell yourself, the thing I love the most is Krishna. Who I love the most is Krishna. Who I love the most is Gauranga Mahaprabhu. That's who I love the most. Krishna in union, Gauranga Mahaprabhu in separation. And Radharani says it's separation that is more powerful and blissful than union. Who would know more than Radharani? No one knows more than Radharani. She is Vidyavadhu. Vidya means all knowledge, all intelligence. Vadhu means always expanding. She is the origin of all knowledge and of all understanding of all reality, of all truth. She is the princess. She says like that. Of course, her consort is known as, when she is known as Vidyavadhu, Krishna is known as, and Gauranga is known as Harinam Prabhu. They're known as Harinam. Harinam, Vidyavadhu. Just like Radha, Krishna. So, making Krishna the supreme goal. Supreme goal is Krishna. There are other goals below the goal. Supreme goal is Krishna. And then it becomes exclusive goal, Krishna. Because you realize in the exclusive goal, everything is there. Supreme goal, and you have other goals, then Krishna lets you deal with the other goals, but then you're going to go through problems. You're going to have trouble achieving. So this is where there was a verse that we read earlier in chapter 9 that said, Satatam kirtayantamam yatantascha dridavata namasyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. So this idea of constantly chanting the glories of Krishna. Why? Because it's just like in this world, if you want to become wealthy, they ask you how much money you have in your bank account, how much your estate is worth. Are you a billionaire? Are you a multi-billionaire? How many billions of dollars you have? That's how they judge how wealthy you are in the material world today, right? But the devotee's wealth is how many rounds I've chanted, how many holy names I have chanted, and with what quality. Just like with money, what is the quality of that money? If the quality of the money is in monopoly money, then it's not as good as the quality of the money that is in dollars and cents, like that. You see? So chanting with quality means chanting either offensively or inattentively or fully attentively and offenselessly. So these are three stages, you see. Nam Aparad, Nam Abhas, and Shuddhanam. So pray every day to Krishna. I want to chant Shuddhanam. Please accept that what I'm chanting is Shuddhanam. I know it's not Shuddhanam, Krishna, but that's what I want. That's my desire. That's my mind wants that. My heart wants that. My soul wants that. Only Shuddhanam. When you say that, Krishna will accept. Okay, you're trying. You see? And you get great results. And then if you bank those names, like that. Okay, I chanted so many rounds. Today I banked these many names in my bank account. Then you get a little greedy. Chant 21 rounds, 20 rounds, 32 rounds, 64 rounds, 80 rounds. I have a god sister in Fiji where I come from. Every day she chants 108 rounds. If you look at her face, she is very old. If you look at her face, she looks like a very bright-faced person. Her name is Gauri Mata. Initiated name was Gauri Devidasi Gauri. Gauri means very beautiful. Whitish gold color. It's actually the color of Radharani. Radharani is the original Gauri, and that's why her expansion, who is Mother Parvati, Durga, is actually Gauri also. The Gauri is known as Gauri also. Like that. She's also known as Gauri. Like so this holy name, the story I wanted to tell was from the Mahabharata. The Mahabharata, one time, this huge war happened, is what we're talking about in Bhagavad Gita. At the end of the war, the Pandavas were in their shivar. Shivar means their tent, beautiful tent that they had. So, and then they're very happy. They're feeling very happy that they were able to conquer the forces of evil like that, adharma. Particularly Duryodhana, who represented the real epitome of adharma like that. So Bhima is feeling very happy having killed Duryodhana and avenged the insult of his wife. His wife had badly insulted. And so he was saying, I killed the most people, And so Yudhishthira said, no, I don't think, brother, you killed the most people. It's actually, I think Arjuna killed the most number of people. And Arjuna said, no, I don't think I killed the most number of people. I think Yudhishthira, you killed the most number of people. You're fighting so nicely. I was amazed. I didn't know. No, you're such a great fighter. You're doing great. Yudhishthira, no, I was just trying to protect you. I knew that until I had you around, we would be okay. You're such a smart, great fighter. So I was trying to protect you. That's why I was firing a lot of arrows, but I don't think I was killing as many people. But your arrows were really hitting the target. And so I think you killed the most number of people. But Bhim said, no, I don't agree. You're both wrong. I am the one. And so then Nakul and Sahadev said, well, obviously we know. We're there like astrologers, So they said, it wasn't us. We know it wasn't us. It's one of you three. But how would you know which one of the three it is? So then Bhim remembered something. What he remembered was that he had a grandson. This was the son of Gatorgach. He has many names. The name I was told when this was narrated to me was Ramba. His name was Ramba. But he has some other names. My wife has some other name also. She knows this. Not Ramba, it's like this. So in different yugas, different times when Krishna performs his pastimes, the name might change a little or something. Or the same person may have more than one name. But anyway, let's just take the name Ramba. So this Ramba, he loved fighting. That was his pleasure. Just like for some of us, eating is our pleasure, or other things that we do is our pleasure, And whenever we're in that situation, you're happy, always happy, like that. If you're really in love with somebody, being with that person is a pleasure, like that. Like Romeo, very happy to be with Juliet. That was his pleasure. Like that. So this guy's pleasure was fighting. He loved fighting, and he knew every detail about fighting, how to fight. That was a great fighter, very powerful fighter. So one day, this battle was going on, so he went to his father, Gatorgach. He said, I'm not happy. Why are you not happy? We're winning this war, I can see. We're getting there. Don't worry, it'll happen very soon. We'll win the war. So that's the problem. Rama said, that's the problem. He said, why is it a problem? He said, win the war will be over, no more fighting. But I love fighting. I don't want the war to get over. He said, what are you talking about? The war has to get over. That's why we're fighting, so that we can get into a peaceful situation. He said, no, I don't like this. So he says, so what are you going to do about it? So I'm going to go on the other side. I'm going to fight for the Kauravas against you guys, so I can level the playing field. Father said, not a good idea at all. Please don't do that. You don't want to fight for adharma. Please stay on the side of dharma, my son. I love you very much. That's the wrong thing to do. Please don't do it. But, the son kept arguing. Father finally thought, I'm not going to do it. So he said to him, okay, why don't you go and speak to your grandfather? Speak to your grandfather, Bhima. And then Grandpa Bhima will tell you what to do. So he went to Bhima. And Bhima, why are you looking so unhappy? He loved his grandson very much, like grandson. Lot of love, right? Loved him so much. So unhappy to see you unhappy. What's wrong? He said, we're winning this war. Bhima said, that's great. We want to win this war. And that same thing with his father is, no, but I have to go on the other side. I want to level the playing field. The war will last longer. I'll have more pleasure. Bhim tried to convince him, but it didn't happen. And so Bhim thought, man, I really don't want this guy to go on the other side and fight. So he said, why don't we go and speak to Krishna? Krishna will really explain everything to you nicely, and then everything will be fine. He said, yeah, of course, I'll go to Krishna. I will. So it struck me, I will go. So he went to Krishna. He said, I want Krishna's blessings anyway. So he went to Krishna and told Krishna the same things. I'm not happy. This war is not. Krishna is explaining to him why you should not do it. Just like explaining to Arjuna, right? He also explained to the grandson, nicely. Grandson said, no, you can give your philosophy. It doesn't work for me. I'm going the other side. This war can't get over so soon. It's too much in favor of the Pandavas. Things are going too much in favor of the Pandavas. So then Krishna thought, well, everybody has a choice. I give everybody a choice. So you have a choice. You want to go on the other side? Please go, but I cannot bless you because I'm not going to give a blessing for the wrong thing. So it is your choice. I told you what I had to say. Now you do whatever you like. So he said, okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to go to the other side. And then he started walking to the other side. Then he thought, one thing, he had an idea. So he came back to Krishna. He said, Krishna, I really never got your blessing, but I need your blessing. I want your blessing. I know your blessing is important. So he says, bless me that if I die, that my head will stay alive so I can see the whole war. Let me enjoy the war as long as it lasts, even if it's not going to last as long as I want it to last. So I may die on the other side. You guys are very smart fighters. So Krishna said, Tadastu, I will leave your head alive. So as soon as he crossed the boundary onto the other side, his head went off. Couldn't fight. Just immediately, head went off. So then at the end of the war, he's still there watching, what's happening. Now everybody's dead, and he's looking at everybody, thinking, my time to go. But just before he left, the Pandavas came to him because he knew that he had this boon. So he said, let's go to him. He knows everything. This guy has all the statistics of the war. This is what he loves, the statistics of who killed who, whose father's name was what, mother's name was what school did they go to. It's just like, I always go back to NFL because in America people are really NFL national football league. So there's some of these people, they really know everything about it, which player played for which team when, and how much he got paid and how many touchdowns he did, this, that, the other. Details that you think, wow, why would any be interested in that amount of detail? It's like there's so much love the game that they know all the details. But this person was like that. Real detailed person. Every detail he knew. He really loved it. Wars and fighting like that. So Bhima said to him, we're so unhappy to see you like that. But Bhima and Arjuna knew Krishna had said, apart from you boys, the others are going to die anyway. He knew that his grandson was going to die. But not like this. But anyway, he's dead. It is what it is. So he said to him, we have a question for you. Of course, we're going to bless you and we're going to take care of you in terms of doing the cremation and this, that, and the other. But we want to actually ask you a question. What is the question? He said, amongst the three of us, we don't think it's Nakula and Arjuna, and Sahadev, they admitted it. But between the three of us, who killed the most number of people on the battlefield? That is all. So he said, none of you. That was his answer, none of you. So then they said, how can that be? How can it be none of us? One of us definitely killed. I said, no. So I said, well, so who killed most people on the other side? Who killed most of the Kauravas? He said, it was Krishna's Sudarshan Chakra. What? I said, yeah. Sudarshan Chakra was going around killing everybody. Then Arjuna remembered, Krishna said, remember in the 15th chapter, he said, I have killed everyone. You do your duty. I've already killed everyone. Then he said, but Krishna promised that he will not use any weapon. Even when he tried to use the weapon, Arjuna stopped him. Remember when Krishna was going to kill Bhishma, he got so angry at Bhishma. Arjuna came to hold him. No, you promised. I'm not going to use the weapon. I'll kill him. I'll shoot him. I'll kill him. He became very determined at that time to kill Bhishma. But he didn't know how to do it. There's no possibility he could have. So Krishna knew, and so Shikhandi came in the middle and all this. So anyway, then they went to Krishna. They said, what? Krishna said, what? You use your weapon. You use your chakra. You promised you will not use your weapons. You won't fight. He said, yeah. He said, you should know what happened. I said, what happened? He said, Chakra said to me, Chakra is always with Krishna, right? Chakra said to him, I'm just going, I'll come back. Little while, I'll just come back. And then he went around and he killed so many people. When he came back, after it was all over, I said, what the heck? You know, I promised that I'm not going to use my weapon. So why did you just leave like that and kill everybody like that? So he said, I cannot tolerate insult against you. If anybody insults you, I will kill them myself. I won't wait for you to do it. I'll do it myself. So I just left and I did it. I'm really sorry about that. I should have asked your permission, but in this case, it is better. I did the right thing and now ask your forgiveness. I'm really sorry I did that. And I should have. So what could I do? I had to forgive my chakra. I love my chakra. I had to forgive. What can I do? But I didn't tell him to go and fight. I didn't go and kill him. And he heard, I said, everybody's dead. But I was going to make the arrangements in different ways. But he decided he's going to do it. But he was thinking, how dare they lift their finger at my Lord, this beautiful Krishna. Why are they doing this? So the Acharyas describe in the same way that the chakra killed everybody in the battle of Kurukshetra. Similarly, it is the holy name that does everything in this world. It is the holy name that does everything. And there's tons and tons and tons and more tons of proof that this is actually true. Scientifically and philosophically and transcendentally, and take it any level you want to take it. We can prove to you it is the holy name that does everything. Now you can see why chanting is very important. Please chant the holy names of Krishna. You will become happy. You will have things happen in your life that are going to be great. One of Prabhupada's favorite God brothers used to always say, whenever there was a problem, somebody came with a problem, just chant Hare Krishna. The problem will go away. That's how he used to say. And he was himself all day long, just chant Hare Krishna, all day long. You chant. Now, I'm not saying, please, that all of you should give up your work, this, that, and the other. You don't have that capacity that this devotee had. We don't have the capacity that Haridas Thakur had to chant 192 rounds a day. It takes 22 hours. He could initiate Mahadevi. In our case, all we can do is take some trouble from Mahadevi. You can't do anything even good for Mahadevi. Forget, initiating or anything like that. We can only take trouble from her, get ourselves in more and more trouble. So we're very insignificant, very insignificant. So live accordingly, chant as much as you can chant, do other things. Everything is chanting. If you're connected to Krishna, I just said, eating prasadam is sankirtan. Prabhupada said that. I'm not saying that, I'm not making up any stories down here. The fact, he recorded that Prabhupada said in his own voice. So the point is, and Prabhupada never speaks untrue things. Never. He has no interest in anything except to please Krishna. That is why he became so successful. And he says, we can also become successful. If we do, same mood like that. So this 12th chapter is this wonderful chapter that we can win the heart of Krishna like this. And Krishna becomes captivated. This is why the 12th chapter is an amazing, amazing chapter. And we took 2 sessions just so that we can please Krishna. Because this really pleases Krishna when you try to do anything. Anything you do, just like little baby tries to please mother, mother becomes so happy. Mother says, say mommy, mommy, mommy. Baby won't say mommy. And then one day baby says, mommy. And mother thinks, wow, today's the best day in the world. Never. Do you know? And then she calls all her friends. You called me mommy today. He tells the husband. The whole mommy story is the biggest story of the day in that month's life. There's a wonderful, I wish I'd kept the link of the video. There's a mother trying to tell her daughter, her son, to say mommy, mommy. And there's a dog sitting there. And mom kept saying, mommy, mommy, say mommy, mommy. The dog actually said mommy. And the mother was amazed. The dog said mommy. I mean, that was big. Fortunately, she recorded it. She was trying to record the fact that her son was going to say mommy on a recording. And the dog said it. And it became big news around the world. The dog actually said mommy. Dog can chant also, okay? Dog can chant mommy's name. And who is our mommy? Our ultimate mommy is Krishna. Our dad, he says, I'm the mother and the father, grandson. So please, let's take this to heart and be very happy in what we're doing. Fortunately for us, COVID-19 happened in a way that, we have to now think about these things and become serious and things like that. Unfortunately, COVID-19 is wreaking a lot of havoc. Nice devotees are leaving their body. I just heard another one today in New Jersey, like I just told you. So, and the whole family now has got COVID-19 there in that family. There's 7 of them. Every one of them has COVID-19. It's very tough, very hard to hear. But what can be done? This material world is going to be difficult. Last year, this year, according to astrologers, I'm one of them who looked at it and said the same thing. My predictions are it'll go till December 30th of this year. The problem, not necessarily COVID-19, but all other issues also be there. The real cleanup is happening. So that from 2021 onwards, beautiful period will come, and then 2022 we'll see the opening of the TOVP. And it was predicted that that's going to make a huge difference. So anytime something important is going to happen the year before, the mood starts. Just like in any celebration of a great personality appearance. First day is the day of the appearance. Before that, the day before that is the day we read about the person, talk about the person, develop the mood, and then the next day we celebrate that person's appearance or disappearance, whatever it is. And then the third day we feast. 3-day program. So this is universal scale. So 2022 is the celebration year. 2021 we'll talk about it and become great and enthusiastic and everything. And then 2023 we'll all feast our way back to God. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. And ask if any of you'd like to say something, ask any question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for a wonderful class. There are some comments, some questions online. Divya Mataji and Vinu Prabhu are saying, superb class, thank you, Hare Krishna. Divya and Vinu. Tribanga Prabhu has a question. Maybe he can unmute himself and ask this question. Then there is few more questions.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Tribanga Prabhu, you're next.
So,
Yeah, you're unmute now.
okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for amazing class.
Thank you for being a devotee, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you. Prabhuji, I was thinking about, we hear about karmas and the reactions of karma. And then we also hear about, doing the hard work, whether we have spiritual goals or whether we have any material goals. Hard work is also important. So if you could explain a little bit about how do we balance these two, and what effect they have in our life.
Generally speaking, a lot of people talk about this idea of balancing, but actually our system is more yoga. Yoga means to link. So basically, our idea is whatever hard work we do or whatever other type of work that we do, if we link it to Krishna's pleasure, then it becomes worthwhile, Otherwise, Prabhupada would say that things like, you're building a skyscraper, you're scrapping the skyscraper. What is the point of working so hard to build a skyscraper? He didn't say skyscraper, scrapper. It was scrap, you know what I mean? That's why. So basically, the idea is that if we link it to Krishna, then there is no question of karma in that. You know what I'm saying? In the sense that there's no question that you're going to be getting reactions. Because if you link it to Krishna, the only reaction you're going to get is more Krishna consciousness, pleasure, that type of thing. So the idea is, otherwise what will happen is we'll get into that cycle that I was talking of, do great things, get the result, suffer again because, the results have worn out now. So you have to go back and start all over again. And, again do, and this time make a few mistakes. So you have to go down again, then come up again and, go around this samsara chakra. So the idea is that we don't want to get we're caught in that type of a cycle. The idea is to get off that cycle. To get off that cycle, if we link everything for Krishna's pleasure, even though it may be something that has nothing to do with Krishna's pleasure. You see what I'm saying? Like, say, for example, if you're running a liquor store, you see what I'm saying? How has that got anything to do with Krishna's pleasure? Nothing. But if you run the liquor store thinking to yourself, the taste of the liquor is Krishna, and you tell people, please understand that, in your taste, that this is something you should be thinking about in terms of being godly, this, that, and the other. Somehow, get that information in, put it on your Facebook page, your website, this, that, and the other, start getting information out there. And then understand that, that because it does harm others, the liquor does harm others. It's one of the principles, right, that you want to keep away from liquor. Then over a period of time, you move out of that business. But even when you're in that business, you can actually connect it to the Supreme Lord, like we said, renouncing auspicious and inauspicious things. Just so that you can somehow or the other always be thinking of Krishna, Favorably thinking of Krishna is the most important. And in the favorable thinking of Krishna, it's better to also have favorable action. See? But sometimes the action may not be so favorable, but the thinking should be favorable. It's like Prabhupada would often say that Kamsa was also always thinking of Krishna, but the problem was unfavorable thinking. That's bad. And he says, can you imagine if you have favorable thinking, how much better that is? Even Kamsa got liberated, right? Because Krishna personally killed him. So he got liberated. You see what I'm saying? If unfavorable thinking can give you liberation, what will favorable thinking give you? So the idea is it's a thinking, feeling, willing, doing process. You see what I'm saying? So get the thinking right, first of all. And so those of us who are devotees, we should actually, and those who we want to reach out to, so they can also become nice devotees. They're devotees in the making. We are a little more devotees in the practice. You know, they're in the sleeping stage. We're a little waking up now, but we also need to become fully awake like that. So then that is going to be very helpful, that we keep our thinking in line of always pleasing Krishna no matter what we're doing. And anything in the past we already did and we weren't thinking of Krishna, we just asked Krishna, please forgive us, we did that, but please also use that as yours. Please note that that was for you. I didn't realize at the time I should have done that. So even in the past you can correct by doing that. And definitely now in future, you definitely start doing that type of thing. So this way you don't have to balance, because otherwise nothing actually works by balancing. If you think of a car and there's a carburetor in the car and a steering wheel, you don't, balance the steering wheel with the carburetor. You link them. You integrate. And when you integrate, that's the linking process. That's called yoga. Then things will work well. Now you might also fine tune it by balancing after you've integrated. But if you're not integrated, balancing is not going to work. You can balance for the rest of your life, and you'll be balancing for 5 million lifetimes, and still you'll be balancing after that. And this is what people have noticed when they try to balance without integrating. They're balancing, they die. Wake up in the next life, balance, die. Wake up again, balance. What is the point of that? That's crazy. But if you link to Krishna, connect to Krishna, integrate. Now Krishna is going, you're going with Krishna. Because you connect. Just like a train and all the cars behind the train that are linked to the train, right? Everyone that's linked, every one of those buggies, every one of those cars that is linked, right, will go with the train. But if it's not linked, it'll sit there. And if and all the ones that behind it can't go either now. And by the way, all of us have quotas. We are meant to touch some people to go back to Godhead. Can't go back to Godhead without touching your quota. So that's why preaching is very important. That's why running these bhakti vrikshas is very important. It's why going online, having whatever Facebook page or email or whatever method you want to use, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever method, reach people. Your people are all over the world. Touch them, help them learn this, and so then they can also practice, and we'll all chant, feast, and dance our way back to God. That's the process. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Wonderful question. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. It's 9:29. We have 5 devotees in the queue for questions. What do you suggest?
Can we move it on to tomorrow or something?
Sure. So if
we can record the questions and then move them on to tomorrow. What's happening is I also have to do some things because the bank has now opened up the Paycheck Protection Plan program just a few hours ago. And so asking me, please file your application. And, so I'm working at it. But the thing is, there are some details that still need to be finalized, and before we know that, that our devotees are also going to receive their money, because they should get that according to the PPP program and the CARES Act. So I prefer to knock off as sooner than later, but I'm okay. I'll go on if I have to go. But I'm okay. Whichever way you want to go, I'm okay.
So let me, if you like, what I'll do, we'll spend maybe 10 minutes, and if you can wrap up these answers in 10 minutes, that'll be good.
I can do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Other questions?
So quickly, Sri Ram Balasubramanian Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is Gayatri, spouse of Sri Ram. Thank you, Prabhuji, for a wonderful session on my favorite chapter. Whenever I feel down, I immediately read 12th chapter, especially 13 and 14 verses, which will remind me not to get affected. Right. Your discussions, preachings flow like a nectar in my ears. I love Lord Krishna behind you. He is very attractive. I was looking at him while you were explaining the verses. Feel grateful to be associated with all of you elevated devotees. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
And Shraddha Mataji. Hare Krishna Babu, my Dandavat Pranam. Thanks for giving us a wonderful class and beautiful message, Gauranga. Chandra Prabhu has one question. So before he asks his question, there's one question here on the window. I'll just ask, then Chandra Prabhu and Hari Prabhu can quickly ask their questions.
Okay.
1 second. Manish Prabhu says, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yesterday you said about jealousy. If right hand is doing some good, then whole body will benefit. On flip side, Prabhu, if some people do bad, like killing so many animals, then whole body will suffer, as it is happening right now. Everybody has to suffer due to this virus. So I feel angry for those who created this situation. My humble request is maybe Chandra Prabhu and Harit Prabhu can ask their question and you can compile everything and give answers.
Definitely, thank you. I'll do that.
Chandra Prabhu, go ahead. Chandra Prabhu, please unmute yourself. Wait 1 second. I will give option to unmute. Okay, you all can unmute. You can unmute yourself, Prabhu.
Yeah. So question is, you said the Sudarshan Chakra went in and killed all the people in that Kurukshetra war.
Right.
But Krishna himself says without his approval, nothing can be done, you know. So how does that he can do independently without Krishna's approval?
Yes, the devotees are like that, no? Devotees are a little cheeky, you know. Sometimes do things that Krishna did not quite let them do, but they did it because they wanted to please Krishna. In fact, it is said there are 4 classes of devotees. The first class devotee understands the spirit of Krishna's instruction and acts accordingly. May not be exactly according to his words, but the spirit is still the same. See what I'm saying? So like that. So these are devotees. That's why they say that Krishna's devotees are unparalleled. Even by Krishna, they're unparalleled. Like that, in the sense that Krishna himself will see that. Gopis are a good example. Gopis actually are known as Krishna's own gurus. They are so smart that sometimes they advise Krishna how to do things. Radharani teaches Krishna how to play the flute. Flute is Krishna's flute. Radharani teaches him to play the flute. So things like that happen from time to time in Krishna consciousness. So that is nothing unusual. And then the next question was?
And there's one more. No, I think that's it. Harit Prabhu, you want to ask your question quickly?
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful class today. Prabhuji, you briefly mentioned about 3 types of Naam, Shuddh Naam, Namabhas, and one more. If you can briefly describe me the definitions of that and how we can apply in our daily lives while chanting.
It means that we're chanting with offenses, meaning that we're chanting, but we're thinking of other things. We're not paying attention to the chanting, and we're chanting for the wrong reasons. You know, I'm chanting because I want to give up. I want to be freed from my sins, so I cannot perform more sins, right? And you know, I want to earn a lot of money. If I chant nicely, I'll earn a lot of money. These are offensive chanting. That's not the purpose of chanting. You see, you don't fall in love with your wife so that you can use her to make more money. You know, that's wrong. That's prostitution. You don't want to do that. You see what I'm saying? Like that. So the holy name, we can't act like that. So there are 10 offenses to the holy name. We'll talk about it at some time. If you're committing those offenses, that's called offensive chanting. That's called Nam Aparad. Namabhas means now you realize you shouldn't be doing that, so you start becoming more attentive to your chanting, giving up this sinfulness and starting becoming more loving of Krishna and doing that. And Nam, after that comes Nam, Shuddh Nam. Shuddh Nam is now you're in love with Krishna, you've given up your offenses, and you're always thinking of Krishna when you're chanting, and you're doing it only for one reason, that is to please him and to please his creation, like that. So that's called beautiful chanting. And then, you know, one of the devotees was talking about how he's getting angry because, you know, some people did some bad things. Like we said, we should see, instead of getting angry at that person, what we should do is use that anger to do some good for the people. Just like, Hanuman, when he got angry, he burnt Lanka down for the pleasure of Lord Ram, like that. So we can, and another good example is Arjuna himself. Arjuna got very angry, and in his anger, he killed so many people on the other side. You know? So Krishna had to rile him up a little bit, you know, make him angry like that. So anger is good, but use it in Krishna's service, not to feel some personal emotion. For us, you know, whatever it is, good situation, bad situation, it's really only bad. It's nothing good anyway. There's never any good. Prabhupada said, make the best of a bad bargain. You're inside the ocean, it's wet, you're drowning, get out of there. It's not a good situation. Anyway, whichever way you look at it, it's not a good situation. So that's how we sort of treat the anger part of our feelings like that. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Should we all chant Nrsimha Pranam together?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, you're on dot. 6 minutes finished.
Write them down. We can ask tomorrow as well, and then we can do that. So,
Sure.
like we can't ask questions. And what I'll do tomorrow is I'll make sure that I'll end early enough so that we can ask the questions. Chapter 12 was just a heavy chapter like that. Thank you again.
काशी पूर्वसर परतो नरसिंह अमिततो नरसिंह शरणं
अद्भुत ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तदुमृहा त्रितार हरि रूपा जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय गुरुदेव
Prahlad Maharaj.
महाराज जय
प्रहलाद महाराज
Prabhupada.
प्रभुपाद
जय प्रभुपाद
Gurudev.
जय जय गुरुदेव
हरि बोल
हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल
हरि बोल
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you Prabhu, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chandraman Prabhu.
Dandat pranam.
Thank you for your pizza services. Hari Bol.
Nice pizza Prabhu.
Hari Bol.
Krishna.
Radha Kala Singh ki jai.
Nityananda Prabhu ki jai.
Jai. Sarojay Prabhu ki jai.
Thank you, Ramchandra Prabhu, for bringing all your Bhakti Riksha members today.
Thank you so much, Chandraman Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ramchandra Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for preaching to others too. I heard some devotees coming because of your invitation.
Nice, yeah.
Inviting, yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's good. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol, Prabhuji.
Hari Bol.
I'm doing my part.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah, every drop counts.
Your part. You're really nice devotee. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Oh, thank you. Nice setup, nice tilak. You look so good. Thank you.
Finally got my
Right
laptop.
from Guru Vrindavanese.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Very well. Hari Bol ki jai. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Jai.
Muralidharan Prabhu, thank you so much.
Prabhuji, what do you have recording from?
Yes, I sent already to Mataji. She asked me and I already sent it.
Good.
Yeah.
But for today also you send it? Not yet.
It will be there. It will update tomorrow.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna. Thank you. Good night, Prabhuji.
Because one devotee came today.
Mhm.
I asked him to come.
Mhm.
He checking his health.
Mhm.
And they told him he's from close to New York.
Mhm.
And the doctor told 3 days you have to wait.
Okay.
And I invite him to Sangha. I mean,
Okay.
to class.
Mhm.
He heard a little bit, he listened class, then he left because maybe that's why I wrote you, sound something, maybe I don't know. Anyway.
Actually, there's a recording until up till today. All the recordings are there from chapter first. So the whoever click the link, they can access to all the lectures.
Okay, good. Oh, she came. One my friend
Yes,
came.
yes. Harina Mataji. Thank you, Mataji, for joining. Really appreciate your association from North Carolina.
No, from she from what name was Minnesota? No, Minnesota or something. What was?
Oh, Hare Krishna. Yes, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Minneapolis.
Minnesota. Oh, sorry.
Twin
Minnesota.
Cities.
But I appreciate your association, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love it so much. Thank you so much for this opportunity and wonderful lectures.
Yeah, His Grace Nityananda Prabhu is really amazing and he's very humble. He takes sweet time to answer every question and does not rush.
Yes, I've noticed that go over time and he's just so humble to answer all the questions.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Okay, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Take care. See you tomorrow.
All right.
Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Gauranga, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.